Hello and happy 2024. I hope it's a really good year for you all. A year full of health and happiness for yourselves and for your families. And I hope it's a year in which you achieve at least a good number of your goals. It's January the 1st. Mother Nature has had a little bit of a surprise for us overnight, and it is pretty cold out there. But I want to start the year the way I mean to go on. So I'm going to get dressed, I'm going to get really well dressed, and I'm going to get out there, hit the trails. Well, we didn't have a white Christmas, but yeah, we're having a white New Year. We got a dumping of snow last night on December 31st. And we woke up to this. Not a great deal, but just enough. And it means I'll be riding this fella probably now for most of the winter. If you don't know this bike, it is my Marin Bobcat 4. I know very little about mountain bikes, but I know that this is a hardtail mountain bike. And if you know as little as myself, hardtail means that it has suspension at the front, 120 millimeters of travel in the suspension at the front, which is actually locked out at the minute, and the tail, or the back of it, is hard. There's no suspension at all. Yeah, same to you. Happy New Year. Second I got off the bike, I realised just how slippery the path is. So I'm really glad I'm not on my my road bike. That would have been pretty treacherous. And I'll be very careful with where I'm riding next as well. Since I bought the Marin, I made 3 very simple upgrades, and I really apologise to those who know a bit about mountain bikes for my oversimplification and inaccuracies. But anyway, I got a dropper post, which didn't actually cost me an awful lot. Even installed, it wasn't too expensive. And the reason you have a dropper post on a mountain bike is that going down the hill, you want to be able to get back over the back of the back tire as much as you can, so having the seat out of the way is really helpful. And then if you're climbing, having a seat that low is not too good at all for climbing, and so you can then raise the seat as you go along. The other thing I got a set of metal Rock Bros pedals, flat pedals obviously. The studs are made of metal as well. On the original, the ones that came with the bike, they were plastic and they were already beginning to wear down, and I noticed that every now and again I'd hit a hard bump and my foot would slide off. And then just lastly, and the cheapest thing I got, is a set of far more ergonomic grips. I ride for quite a long while on this bike often, and I was finding that my hands were beginning to get just a little bit sore. planning on doing more racing again next year, meeting up with all the crew I was racing with this previous year. I'm also toying with the idea of maybe doing a race down south of the border, possibly one where you have to enter a lottery to get a spot, but nothing's decided on that yet, so I'm not going to say any more about that. Also, I want to do a lot more bike packing. It's something that I really enjoy, something I had very little time for last year, so that's another goal for the upcoming year. What are your goals? I'd be really interested to hear what others out there are looking to achieve, what your ambitions are, if you'll be doing any racing, if maybe you have fitness and health goals. Put a comment down below. I'd be really interested in reading those and getting into a bit of a discussion with you about them. I had some fairly lofty goals in 2023 and I most certainly didn't achieve all of them. Time got away from me a little bit. Sometimes there are things that are much more important in life, but I often have fairly lofty goals, and that's why I fail so often, because I set goals that are just a tiny bit ahead of myself. I can let you into a secret of how you can never fail at anything, and that's if you don't try, if you don't set yourself goals, if you don't set yourself ambitions, or if all of your goals are so simple that you know you're going to achieve them. But what's the point in that? Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a fantastic 2024, and I shall see you on the next ride.